Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host God of Heroics, and today we are going over more characters that were found in the source code for Marvel Rivals. So we're just going to jump right into this because this is a lot to talk about. So if you like these kind of videos, please like, subscribe to the page, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified to all future uploads. I have future videos coming for my wish list of characters along with some of my friends that we've been working on, and I'm also going to talk about some viewer wish list characters because I've seen a lot in the comments. So please stay tuned for those. Anyway, we're going to jump right into this. In a previous video, I told you that the 6 characters that were already leaked were the Fantastic Four, Ultron, and Blade, but now we have some more characters that have been found in the source code for this game, and we're going to go over all of that. So, we have Captain Marvel, who I would love to see in this game. With her kit, I'm not sure if she would be a duelist or a Vanguard. I would like to see her as a Vanguard, to be honest. I would like to see more female characters as Vanguards. And I think she would be fun because not only would she be a Vanguard, but she could fly, which would make her the first Vanguard character that can just freely fly around. Not entirely certain how you would utilize that kit properly, but I'm sure Captain Marvel enjoyers will find a way. The next character on this list is Hitmonkey, who is obviously going to be a duelist character. If you don't know who Hitmonkey is, go on Hulu and watch his show. It is amazing. Like, you genuinely will enjoy yourself. If you like gunslinging, if you like badass acrobatics and combat, if you even like adult humor, definitely go watch Hitmonkey. In fact, speaking of all of those notions, Deadpool is on this list, who is another character that would obviously be a Vanguard, and his unique set of skills would make his character very unique because he would have dual swords that would very likely have its own ability tied to it, along with his just regular melee skill. On top of that, he would very likely have his dual pistols or dual Uzis, depends on what version of Deadpool we get or what kind of kit they feel like giving him. In addition to this, he would very likely have throwing knives, and I'm sure that there would be some way that his insanity would tie into this, whether it just be with general flips and acrobatics, or if he just makes hilarious jokes and meta humor here and there, kind of like Spider-Man does. But moving on from Deadpool, but sticking with the theme of characters with swords, Angela is on this list. And I know a lot of people don't know who Angela is, which is why I love games like Marvel Rivals that decides to lean into the more unique side of things and showing the characters that not many people know about or really talk about. Angela is a character that is owned, or originally was owned, by Dark Horse Comics, the same comics that make Spawn. And she eventually did make her way into being owned completely by Marvel, which is really great because now that she's in Marvel and she has the ties that she does, it was actually displayed in those comics. I think the comic was called Original Sin. It was shown that she is actually the sister of Thor, Loki, and Hela. And I'm currently, I think she's currently the Queen of Hell. If I'm wrong about that, please let me know. But yeah, she would have a really interesting moveset. She's another big sword character, but I would like for her not to be a duelist. She is more on the brutal side because, you know, Norse god. But I would love to see her as a Vanguard character, just like her brother Thor. And with that, she would be one of the only, or would be the only, extremely bulky character as a Vanguard who is not suited up in a bunch of armor, aside from Hulk, who has giant bulletproof muscles. So I mean, it's kind of not the same, but you get what I'm saying. Anyway, the next character is Emma Frost, and I can see her being either a strategist or a Vanguard. I would want her to be a Vanguard because I would like her diamond skin to come into play. I think it would be really cool if her diamond skin would give her like invulnerability, where she could just walk around and have this not permanent, but have this this buff on her where she can walk around and utilize the rest of her abilities. Kind of similar to, you know, just having bonus health. That'd be pretty cool. But I'm not entirely sure what they would do with her. If they make her a strategist, she could be using her psychic abilities to create giant barriers or create personal bubbles for her teammates, very similar to what Magneto does, but except he only does it for one person. She'd probably be able to do it for multiple people, and they would probably do like healing over time while they're within that psychic barrier. Who knows? She could probably also buff her teammates with that as well, very similar to what Mantis can do. But moving forward, the next character is Jean Grey, and I see her abilities moving in two different ways. She would either have like her standard psychic abilities, and then her ultimate would be awakening to the Phoenix Force, or she would start off just as Phoenix, and her ultimate would be awakening to Dark Phoenix. Either way, her kit would be extremely unique. So the way I'm seeing this, if she's a strategist, then starting off with her psychic abilities or her Phoenix Force abilities, she would be able to use her psychic abilities very similar to how I mentioned Emma Frost. But with Emma Frost being rumored for this game, I would like her to start off as Phoenix. So if she starts off as Phoenix, she'd be using her flames as kind of like a buff, or using it to heal. I mean, we've seen this not a lot of times that we see this, but it happens every so often where a character will have flames but still be a healer. So they have flames that actually, for whatever reason, are helping their teammate instead of burning them. But she would be something similar to that. As a matter of fact, there is a moment in the comics where the Phoenix Force has like 5 different hosts. And not only would that be great for creating team-up abilities, with characters that have had the Phoenix Force before, like Magic, but it would also be a way to buff and heal teammates by sharing the Phoenix Force with those characters. And then her ultimate being Dark Phoenix would make her the only strategist, if she were to be a strategist, that has a completely offensive ultimate ability. I mean, technically you could say Loki has an offensive ultimate, but that depends on who you copy. Anyway, if she's a strategist, it's pretty much the same. She's flying around, she's throwing her fireballs, she's using the Dark Phoenix to, create giant explosions, or to be faster or have stronger hits. But if she is a strategist, she would be the only strategist that can freely fly around, very similar to Storm and Iron Man. And then continuing this list, there are only 2 other characters to talk about. There are 2 different lists that I have here, and both lists have the same characters up to this point. So the first list, their last character is Shuri, and I would love to see Shuri in this game as a Black Panther, because she would be a wildly different from Black Panther from what we get with T'Challa. T'Challa is primarily melee based, with his idea of placing vibrating marks and then jumping in to secure those kills, while Shuri as the Black Panther would very likely be more technologically based, because she is the tech whiz. She's, the one who has all the technology, especially as we see in the MCU. She's one of the smartest people on the planet, next to Tony Stark and a couple others like Mr. Fantastic. But even in the MCU, she's tech based, and she pretty much has created all the technology for modern day Wakanda. And I would like to see something like that implemented in her moveset. Not only still being the Black Panther, but also having more technology on your side than pretty much, T'Challa, the Black Panther. And I think that would be very specific to her. I would really love to see Shuri with that kind of moveset. But the last character that we are going to talk about is the Hood. So on this list, the person put the Hood and then they put maybe Ghost Rider. No, the Hood is his own character, and I'm going to explain why I wanted the Hood in this game, why I think this would be a good pick. So, the Hood, his name is Robbie Parker, and he has a very intricate moveset, rather. So, he has gotten a lot of abilities here and there from pretty much everywhere, anywhere within the occult, and his own standard moveset, but we're just going to go over a few. So, abilities from Dormammu, able to walk on air, not necessarily fly or glide, but kind of walking in air on a straight line. That'd be kind of cool. I think of this like how some fighting games are, where if you do like a quick dash in the air, you can utilize some of your ground attacks, and I think that's pretty cool. He also can turn invisible with his cloak, and he can see through illusions. So characters like Psylocke and Loki, who can turn invisible and move around, he would probably be like the only character that can actually see them, and that would be really interesting. And he can also see through transformations. So in the Skrull invasion, he was actually able to tell who was and was not a Skrull. So imagine like if Loki transforms into somebody, but he wasn't there to see it, or he was turned around facing the opposite direction, or whatever. If he turns around and sees that character, he'll know, oh, that's Loki. He'll know, oh, that's Luna Snow, or something like that. And I think that is an interesting passive to give a character. With Loki's help, he actually was able to power up his own weapons with the magic of Dormammu, and this would be a really great team-up ability where if Hood and Loki are on the same team, he actually would shoot like fire bullets, and it would be like, you know, like an ability you can activate, you know, push triangle or whatever your button is on PC, where you can actually activate that. That would be freaking awesome, and it will just do additional damage, maybe do some damage over time, you know, like some burn damage. That would be sick. And he also is a criminal mastermind and is really good with guns. So basically what I'm saying here is that because this character is highly adept in magical abilities, and he has all sorts of occult ties, and on top of that has a criminal mastermind tied in with using guns, this would be the best way for them to put Spawn in the game without putting Spawn in the game. You catch my drift? Like, he basically has enough abilities to rival something of a first generation Spawn. Not necessarily Spawn when he's like, you know, an angel and devil god or anything like that, but you know, like Gen 1 Spawn when he first was getting his devil abilities or his hell abilities. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. Like this, that's pretty much what this character is, and it seems like that's what he was made for. Like maybe Marvel wanted to use Spawn a lot more, but they couldn't because of licensing and rights and stuff like that, or they couldn't really get the ownership of him. But this would be a great way to not only implement this character, but yet again use a character that most people aren't aware of existing. And I love these kind of things. I love it. I love them using lesser known characters so they can bring them closer to the forefront. Like how they brought Luna Snow into the game and nobody knew who she was, but she was basically one of the first characters that they put in the forefront, showing you, hey, we got this character in the game. And Galactica, you know. But anyway, that's pretty much going to do it for this video. Please like, video, subscribe to the page, hit that notification bell so you can be notified of all future uploads, especially those wishlist videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.